Welcome back to Radio Rambles. I'm Tuksy.
And I'm AB, and we're at the end of round 2 of the NRL 2026 season. And what a start for the Broncos. What a start for the... We'll definitely need to talk about that.
Yeah,
Eels defeated the Broncos 40 points to 32. Warriors looking great at home over the Raiders 40 points to 6. The Roosters over the Rabbits. West Tigers, great opening for them over the Cowboys. The Storms defeated the Dragons. The Panthers on a roll here, defeating the Sharks. What a win for the Knights as well, missing a couple of their key players, losing a couple of casualties, but defeating the Eagles. And the Dolphins over the Titans. And of course, Cooper Byers scores his debut NRL try in that as well.
You know, after AJ scoring the record, and then now you got another Papua New Guinean starting to score tries again, so it was good.
Yeah, so what were your three big moments?
Big three moments. Number one, Dolphins. The hammer was too good. You know, they were losing the game, but the hammer just stood up, and it's the first win of the season for the Dolphins, and it came hard. It was a tough win, but they got it. Number two, Newcastle Knights shock statement win, despite the injuries. The Cobbler duo, as I say.
Yeah, Ponga and Brown.
Yes, Knights beat the Manly Seagulls 36-16. Did it without Kalen and Dylan. So that was number two. Number three, Parramatta Eels. As much as I don't want to mention it, I just have to mention it. Beating the Broncos. The Broncos led, and they lost. So as much as I want to say, put my team up there, I just need to say the Eels ran in a late surge to win 40-32, and Reece Walsh, there was some brilliant stuff did by him, but I think after Adam Reynolds going out with a cartilage injury, it definitely put down.
Yeah, I mean, he's the guy that calls the shot for them. Definitely. So, you know, when they lost their skipper, everything went down with that. Yeah, which begs the question for the Broncos, what is going on? We'll talk about that. But your hero for the round.
Hero for the round, I'm going Nathan Cleary. As much as I want to go with our countryman AJ with the record, I will go for Nathan for consistency. One thing you can take from the game, last week they won 20 points and more, and then now round 2, 20 and more. But there's this consistency about, you know, you expect the Melbourne Storm putting consistency, they team consistency, but now the Penrith with 2 wins, Nathan controlling the game, kicking smart, led from the front, and when the moment we're getting tough, Nathan owned it. That's why Nathan is my hero of the week.
I mean, Nathan Cleary just doing Nathan Cleary stuff. So, you know, it is what it is. And he said it earlier when his father actually pulled him out from that potential 2-week suspension. He said they wanted the Panthers to start off strong. Yeah. So I think that's exactly what they're doing, sticking to the game plan. Which brings us back to the Broncos. What's the game plan here? I mean, what's going on? The Tigers, you know, Benji Marshall said last year during the 2025 season, it was easier to play the game than it was to coach. Now, to start this year, he went out of his way to take the team for a boot camp, and you know, the Tigers just came out swinging. The first game in the season, they won by a huge margin against the Cowboys, 44 points to 16. The Raiders, you know, they had a huge downer, losing to the Broncos at the end of their season last year. Ricky Stewart had to bring in a comedian to, you know, lighten the mood for them. They started well. Unfortunately, they couldn't do well against the Warriors in their round 2 matchup. But, I mean, since that was their coach's strategy, what do you think would have been a great strategy for the Broncos, being a Broncos fan?
I think for me, it's just changing the team. As much as we want to put our best team out there, it's good to sit back, relax, and enjoy others. As much as I want to remove, you know, you got Marina, Karapani, and then Walshy's done some brilliance last week, but unfortunately it wasn't enough. And early season, still it's in the early parts of it, but the warning that is coming out right now is that no lead is safe in 2026. No lead, especially if you're the premiers. it's not even safe. You have to just work hard and play the long game instead of just 40 minutes of it. Like the long game is what the Penrith did, what the Storm did, what any other successful team did. And currently, the Broncos are not portraying that. So I think there has to be more of that long game instead of going some parts and then when your lead playmaker is down, you all rely on it and then just put everything down. Just need to work on the long game instead of just 30, 40 minutes and then all of a sudden Reece is just...
Yeah, I mean, Adam Reynolds is out now. Who knows for how long? You think that's going to affect their performance as well?
Well, I think the young guys need to step up now. Ezra needs to step up.
Yeah.
Reece needs to step up. And Hunty needs to come in and organize well. Because if you got experience, you need to show it right there, because you got a lot of talent playing. It's like playing, like they said it. It's you have coming in and having new toys to work with. You got Walshy there, you got Ezra there, and then playing against a grand final rematch this Friday. It's gonna be something else. You need to be on top of your game.
Yeah, that's definitely one to watch. I mean, playing up against the Eels, the Eels are not a team to actually pull that on the Broncos. The Broncos,
definitely.
They were in great form. Stags, Walsh, they were playing their game.
Yeah.
But then something went wrong. I think it was the Eel discipline. They gave too many advantages to the Eels, and the Eels made them pay for it. Bad defense as well. Like I said, too many errors, and they've been pressured on a number of occasions defending on their own goal line.
Yeah,
So-
I think the left edge needs to work on it. Gojewski, you got Shibasaki and Karapani. They need to work on the defense. Lately, it's been that edge that has conceded more points. So, yeah, coming from a Broncos fan, I've identified that part. But you come to this part, there's a lot of things to work on. Errors, like you mentioned. Round 1 loss, that was because of errors. Round 2 loss, ill discipline. So the Broncos need to work on a lot. I'm a very passionate Broncos supporter. That's why I'm pointing all of this out. And if you listen, I'm sure they need to work on it.
Well, I mean, Broncos is definitely something to look at. All right, Adam Reynolds, it could be out for an indefinite period. Speaking of which, it is time for our League Pulse, and our Quack in the studio with us. Now, our Quack is a voice that has just developed out of thin air, and he knows, or she knows, all of the judiciary, who's going to be on field or who might not be on field, judiciary and injury report. Quake, are you there?
Should I reply or should I not? But hey, I'm going to give you a basic run through to all the injuries and suspension, okay? I don't want to keep you hanging there for too long. So injury list, we have Killen Ponga, hamstring out for a few weeks. Try to hit top gear, but the engine said service required. So he's out for a few weeks. We have Dylan Brown, knee issue, so TBC, so we don't know when he'll return. It depends. He's carrying pressure and the knee trip out early. So similar, the Coble duo is out. So if you're a Knights fan right now, you have to be feeling really bad. Shout out to my big bro. He was so hopeful for this season.
The Quake has a brother?
Yeah. Shocker, hey. He's actually a very good-looking Drake.
Yeah.
I'm the ugly duckling. So, Channel Harvester Vita, concussion. So the Waz has lost a really good guy. He's still with the Warriors, right?
Yep.
So right now, he's out, off for safety checks, lights out for the moment. So concussion. And Adam Reynolds, a rib, forgive me if I mispronounce this one.
Rib cartilage.
Nice. Rib cartilage. Sounds like a premium rare beefsteak. So that's it. He's playing, but manageable. It depends all upon him. And of course, Matty Nicholson, shoulder, long-term months. It depends. We're not too sure, but that's not a short-term. That's a calendar injury for his case. Suspension, Jermaine Hopegood. Wow, it's a really, really lovely name, Hopegood. His one-match ban, 1 week holiday, courtesy of the judiciary. So he gets to rest and watch the game from the sideline. And Trent Lirio, still suspended. Sideline duties continue. So good on him. And of course, Broncos, Billy Walters, the man of the hour. ACL season-ending knee. The knee said, "See you next season."
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he's out. So injuries piling up for the NRL, suspensions taking over, and NRL right now is the survival of the fittest. So go the Bulldogs, because they have it.
And that's our quake from behind the scenes with all the latest update on player movement, on judiciary, and of course on our medical report as well, injury list. And speaking of which, Josh Edoka for the Eels was supposed to be out for 4 games, and he was supposed to return in round 4. But I think after the Eels' performance in round 1, they were like, "Nah, bro, you gotta get back in." so Josh Edoka had to retire from injury that quickly to get back in. I'm pretty sure, with a lot of injuries that have been, happening, that has happened last week, we're going to see a lot of people back. Like for the Knights, Fletcher Sharp possibly.
That's a good.
Is going to be making a return just to fill in for Brown and Ponga, which is a huge loss for the Knights as well. All right, to our tee-off and a game of the round. I have my finger on 3 games.
Let's go.
Yeah, I have my finger on 3 games. The Melbourne Storms and the Broncos. That's a big one to look forward to as well. The grand final rematch. Newcastle Knights and the New Zealand Warriors.
Okay.
New Zealand Warriors look great at home. I don't know how their feet will be away from home soil. That's one to watch as well. But the main pick for me would be the Roosters and the Panthers.
Definitely, that's going to be a very good game.
Yes, that's what I'm putting my money on right now. And why this is the game of the round for me, I think it's because these are 2 premiership heavyweights. Yep, and both teams are a regular top contender for the NRL title, as well as you have a lot of origin players in both sides as well.
Yes, definitely
Clashing, and like you said, Cleary is clearly looking good so far.
Yeah, I think there's been mention of Reece being the best player or best. There's been talks around Reece being the best player in the NRL right now. I think Cleary has been in talks being the best for this, era of this new era of players. And when you have a look at Cleary, it's more, the guy's just been started so young and still has a lot more games in him, seasons, the future is bright for this guy.
Sure.
So definitely in this game against the Roosters, he would be a player to watch.
Yeah, I mean, like Tedesco on the other end, he's usually an individual brilliance kind of a guy. I've seen, like, sometimes I'm happy with it, sometimes I'm disappointed with it, because he does a lot of one-man play. Sometimes it works out well for the team. When it doesn't work out, the whole team loses a good opportunity as well. Yeah. But with Daly Cherry Evans, he's starting to get into that team player kind of character. Yeah. I think, it's a strength that Tedesco's yet to explore. And with someone like Daly Cherry Evans on the team, I'm pretty sure that's going to be discovered.
Yes.
For the Roosters as well. So that is our game of the round. All right, my upset special for this coming round, I'm tipping the Storms.
Obviously, why not? Why not?
Come
AB?
on.
Why not?
Hey, it's not because I've got nothing. Like, I love the Broncos. Come on. I love the Broncos. I once adopted a horse. Well, it's a dog, but it looks like a horse because it's a Rottweiler. And Quack, you got to be happy because you're a big Bulldogs fan. It's a half breed. So the Storms to defeat the Broncos. It's the grand final rematch.
Yep.
And the Storms have home ground advantage, and the Broncos haven't showed so much promise in the 2 opening rounds. So I'm predicting the Storms are going to cause an upset here at Amy Park.
Broncos, they need, like I said, they just need to play the long game in order for them to beat a Storm team that has started the season with 40 or more points. Because the Storm definitely have put out a statement. Even though being the wooden spooners for preseason, they've come in the proposition with a strong statement of just winning every game, and then Munster and Harry Grant are just too smart.
They are. They've put up brilliant performances so far. Yeah, Storms sitting on top of the ladder after the first 2 rounds. It's a dominant start for them. Broncos on the back foot in their 2 opening rounds, sitting in the 15th spot on the ladder. You know, they're still yet to find their footing. Who knows? They could find it in this one. But I am leaning towards an upset here for the Storms over the Broncos. All right, our rapid fire for our this coming round. Who's winning it and by what margin? Let's go. The Raiders up against the Bulldogs.
Bulldogs 16.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going with the Bulldogs on this one as well. Bulldogs, yeah, I think 16 is a reasonable. The Roosters and the Panthers.
I'll go Panthers by 12.
Come on. Roosters by 4. Roosters by 4. All right. Storms against the Broncos.
Broncos by 10.
Sure.
Broncos by 10.
Yeah, it is going to be a whirlwind disaster. Storms by 10. Over the Broncos. Knights Warriors.
Knights Warriors by 20. Yeah, Warriors by 20.
I think, you know, Knights did well, even though missing 2 of the key players.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Knights by 12 against the Warriors. Yeah. The Sharks against the Dolphins.
Sharks 16.
Okay. Dolphins 2.
Oh,
I'm going Dolphins.
That's. Yeah.
I'm going Dolphins with 2. All right. Rabbits up against the West Tigers.
Rabbits by 20.
Yeah, I'm going Rabbits, but probably by 12. Rabbits by 12. Eels, Dragons.
Eels, Dragons. After Eels beating the Broncos,
Yeah.
I would like the Dragons to beat the Eels.
This is personal for you. That's too personal.
This is personal now.
I'm going Eels. I'm hoping Eels, you know, can keep up the hype. Eels by 4.
Dragons by 20.
All right. Cowboys and the Titans.
Cowboys will get this one done by 6.
All right, I'm going the Titans. Titans need to win a match. All right, Titans probably by 6. Yep, and the Eagles are on bye this week. All right, before we do wrap things up on the Rambles, just one issue that I want to bring this one across to you before we wrap things up, and we'd like you, our viewers as well, the audience, let us know in the comments section. Now, there's a lot of talk on Facebook now regarding Cooper Bye's re-signing back onto the Titans. There's talks that the father, Marcus Bye, not too pleased with it, and he thought that his son Cooper Bye should have signed with the Storms. But he re-signed with Titans for the year 2027, and for 2028, I think he's left that option open. I think due to the fact that PNG Chiefs,
Yes, the Chiefs are coming in. Yep.
coming out, and he might want to consider that as well. But what are your takes on that?
Well, first of all, I think you've seen him on the weekend scoring a try. So
Yeah.
I think the guy's happy, but media circulation, the dad is like, the agent.
Yeah, I read about that.
Yeah, so I'm not sure. I've read a bit, but the thing is, I think the kid just decided to stay at Gold Coast. So and the dad is like, obviously you would want your kid to go and join,
follow your footsteps.
So
yeah, I mean,
like every dad's dream, like when you're young, you have to be a pilot, something like that. So.
Yeah. I do understand why all the buzz is all about, because everyone figured, his dad is a Storm legend, and the Storms did invest time to try to get his signature, and then at the last minute when he changed his mind, everyone thought that, oh, okay, I think his agent must have talked him into doing a backflip with that decision. It's all over the media, saying that there's a family feud, but I don't think there's a family feud here. I think it's just been gassed up in the media. I'm pretty sure the dad would probably be happy with him, trying to carve his own way, still keeping his father's legacy by playing for an NRL team. But I think he's taking loyalty and a team that he debuted with.
Yes.
I think the only thing that his dad's upset with is he'd love his son to be coached under Craig Bellamy and playing for a side that probably has a good shot at the titles at the end of 2026.
Definitely.
But anyways, I think Cooper Bai is just trying to carve his own path here and doing it his own way, at the same time keeping his father's legacy. As for me, I think good on you, boy, good on you. I can't judge him for wanting to do his own thing as well. All right, just let us know what you think in the comments section. Did he do the right thing, or should he had joined the Storms, where he might have a better chance at getting a title? Well, what do you think? Let us know. But otherwise, this is it for our Radio Rambles. I'm AB.
I'm Tuksy.
And we'll catch you next time.